Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha. Mardana. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. जय श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, गौर भक्तवृंद की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमावों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। Why this? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It's better now. You see, there are 4 people discussed here. First is the Prabhupada. This is coming in one purport of Prabhupada. This is 11741. You can note down the purport number. 11741. The Prabhupada says, progressive religionists are those who are responsible human beings. Getting overload, huh? Hare Krishna. So, those who do not want to spoil their valuable human lives should refrain from all principles of irreligiosity, especially illicit connection with women, like that Prabhupada says that. So the 4 things given below, you all can see this. Is it big enough for you? Is it big enough? Okay. Please read this. If a Brahmana is not truthful, yeah.
If a Brahmana is not truthful, all his claims as a Brahmana at once become null and void.
Yeah. That means a Brahmana, Shamad Damat Tapa Shaucham, Kshanti Rajam Evacha Visena. So, the Brahmana, many qualities are mentioned, but amongst all the qualities, the truthfulness is very much emphasized. A Brahmana cannot cheat. His greatest truthfulness is repeating the Shastra. Correct, no? That is truthfulness. Yeah, next one.
If a sannyasi is illicitly connected with women, all his claims as sannyasi at once become false.
Yeah, sannyasi alpa chidra sarvaloka guy, it is said, no? If you take a white dhoti and put one black dot, then immediately it's visible. Huh? Similarly, sannyasi is supposed to be of the highest character. If he is connected in improper ways with some woman, then immediately it's a blemish. Third one.
If a king and public leader are unnecessarily proud or habituated to drink, smoke, he becomes disqualified.
Yeah. If a king is weak in his habits, he can easily be killed by the enemy. Huh? If a king is having weakness for opposite sex, he can be killed by a Vishakanya. If a king has weakness for drinking, he can be made to drink and killed. Huh? So, public leader should be pure. Yeah, and then?
If a woman is not chaste, she can cause trouble to her family, to another man's family and to society.
Yeah, this is also very important. So, 4 things are given here. One about a Brahmana, one about Brahmachari Sannyasi, the third one is about king or any public leader, and the 4th one is also a woman. All these 4 are considered leaders. Why they are considered leaders? Because a woman is also in one sense a leader because she is the leader for the children. Correct, no? Children learn from the mother and father. Also, the parents also play a role of a leader in the home. Similarly, public leader, mass of people vote for him and then they work under him, king also. Similarly, sannyasi is leader of 7 classes. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihasth, Vanaprasth is the leader of all of them. Similarly, Brahmana also is the leader of 3 classes, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And all of you also, you are either a preacher or a manager or a counselor. That's why you are here. Correct, no? You are either a preacher has some people attending your program. If you are a manager, you are an authority giving services to people. Or a counselor or a BB leader. Then you also have people saluting you, bowing down to you. So, we are receiving respect from many people, but if we lack in any of this, then that respect is, we don't deserve that respect. So, now, then he further says here, so, now how is these things are relevant? I am going to give practical examples are going to come a little later. The 4 leaders of human society, sannyasi, Brahmana, king and public leader, must be tested crucially by their character and qualifications. Before one can be accepted as a spiritual or a material master of society, he or she must be tested by above mentioned criteria of character. See, in America, you can smoke cigarettes, you can drink liquor, still you can be a professor in a university. Some professors may be even smoking and teaching also. Those who are in a position of BV leader or a preacher, they have to be very careful, because when you are teaching people, you can become attached to some of your students and you can become neutral to some and you can become averse to others. Tomorrow you may show favoritism, like somebody is chanting only 2 years, 16 rounds. You may put the name for initiation. Why? Because he is my pet. He is very favorite. He is my favorite. And then there may be another devotee chanting 16 rounds for 5 years also, because that devotee always, little bit doesn't align with your plans. Then you may develop some hatred and you may give some excuses and not send them for initiation. Then what happens? Complaint will go above your head to somebody. They will say that, that person is purposely showing favoritism. Correct, no? So then once people see that you are showing favoritism, people's respect for you will reduce. You will see, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by the Yaksha, Huh? Your 4 brothers are dead. Ask me for one, I'll give you. So which brother he chose? Did he choose Arjuna? No. Did he choose Bhima? Did he choose Nakula? He chose Nakula. Huh? That is why Yaksha was also surprised. Nakula you are choosing, small boy, younger brother. Why not Arjun? I am only going to give you only one brother alive. Huh? You could have chosen Arjun or Bhima. Bhima has raw strength and Arjuna has skill. Huh? At least one of the two you could have chosen. But the reasoning that Yudhishthira Maharaj gave, anybody knows? Who knows? Yeah. Yes, Ramakrishna Prabhu. Yeah. Ram Madhav Prabhu. Yeah. That's what he said. You see, from the first mother, Kunti, 3 of us are born. And second mother, Madri, 2 are born. So for Kunti, at least one is alive. I am alive. For Madri also, let one be alive. So that goes to show non-favoritism. Equality. Correct? He showed equality. That is very high character. Similarly, you all know Shibi Chakravarti. He wanted to save the dove. And he told the dove, you sit here, I will save you. And then the eagle said, oh, my dear king, dove is your citizen. What about me? Am I not your citizen? He said, yes, you are also my citizen. Then you are taking care of the dove. You should take care of me also. Then he asked, how can I take care of you? See, I need some flesh to eat. Either dove's flesh. If you don't allow me to eat dove's flesh, then you give flesh. Then what he did? He cut his own flesh and started putting in the taraju. So much he put, he felt that it was still heavy heavy dove. Don't know why. It was so heavy. Finally, he sat himself in the balance. At that time, all of them transformed into, Indra, Lord Rudra, and all the devatas. They came and said, we were just testing your, how much man of character you are. And then they gave back his body properly. The whole idea is, these are all people who didn't show favoritism. He could have shown favoritism to dove and told the eagle, get lost, don't come here. Correct, no? He didn't do that. So leaders should be very careful. In the same manner, when we are preaching, you feel some vatsalya for some people. Vatsalya means you feel like a parental affection for some of the people whom you are preaching to. At the same time, one should know how to deal with different type of people. How you are, for example, one counselor was telling me, one Mataji counselor, she had one girl coming to her group. She told her, I love you so much in my group. So I have seen a very good match for you, of a boy. You should marry him. And the girl said, you see, Mataji, you're giving me a suggestion, it's all right. But my parents are very specific about the caste. She said, you don't worry about them, I have chosen for you. So she brought the boy and introduced the boy to her. You take this boy to your parents and talk to them and everything. So the parents became very wild and angry, Is she your parent or we are the parent? Correct, no? So this counselor, this leader, did it out of affection. Correct, no? Because she thought the boy is a very good boy. So let my counselor whom I am attached to. So sometimes out of attachment, we may land in trouble. Correct, no? So later on, this Mataji was told, counselor, see, you should facilitate your mentees who are put in your care. What is the meaning of facilitation? As they want to be facilitated. The girl never came to you and asked to give me a boy. She didn't ask. You are voluntarily calling her and saying, that boy is good for you. So you didn't facilitate her, you enforced her. That was told to her, correct, no? In the same manner, when you are also dealing with the people, one should not cross the boundary. Sometimes in ISKCON, it so happened in the early days in ISKCON, like once a Guruji told the disciple, see, if your husband is not following all these things, you give up your husband. And then you just stay away, You stay close to temple and come and enter services and everything. And then because of that, when the Mataji did it, the husband became very angry on the Guruji. He went to fight with the Guruji. Hey, you are breaking our family. Huh? Guruji said, okay, if you don't want the family to be broken, then you become Krishna conscious or whatever. Of course, in those days, Gurujis were also very young people. They were 23 years, 25 years old. They were very, very young in those days. Now ISKCON has learned a lot of lessons over the decades now. Huh? So one has to be very careful. Like one time, in one of the families, what do you call it? The husband's parents were in village. They wanted to come and settle in the city because they were getting older. But then the wife was not very happy. Oh, they are materialistic people. They are not devotees. If they come here, and they may make so many demands, my small son will get spoiled, she was thinking. As soon as they came, first thing they asked, in your home there is no TV? I want a TV. So she went to her mentor and asked, they want a TV. She said, see, I have raised you so nicely in Krishna consciousness. You are doing so many services. You and your husband and your child, all of you are in my pocket. You should only do what I am telling you. You should not bring, if you can tell your husband that if they want TV, keep them in another house. You both stay here and they will stay in another house in the same city. Time to time he can go and see and come. So this Mataji said, no. My husband said that's impossible. Parents will ask, what are you doing? You are calling us to city and you are keeping us separate. We are coming after all to be cared for by you. Correct, no? Then counselor said, then you tell them that just take mala and do japa, don't expect TV. Will that work? No. Then this lady left the group and joined another group of counselor, because then that counselor told her, let the TV come, there is no problem. You have a 3 BHK house, because now number of people have increased. Give them one room and let TV be in that room only. Let them keep watching whenever they want. But then this lady said, but still my son is going to meet the grandparents. She said, something will happen. What to do? You give your part of sanskar, good sanskar, and they will give their part of bad sanskar. Both will happen. Tug of war will happen. You give as much as you can. Meanwhile, bring them to the program also, she said. So they were brought to the program. Very quickly they picked up chanting, and they were no more attracted to TV after that. Correct, no? So when we become possessive of our people, then we may control them. So then that can lead to problem also. Another type of possessiveness which is dangerous is becoming attached physically to somebody. Somebody like a man is already married to another woman. He has his wife, but he shouldn't become attracted to another woman just because she is good looking. Similarly, a wife of a man, she should not think my husband is a muff. But that Prabhuji is so intelligent. He is so sharp, he is so intelligent, she is so handsome. I didn't get a husband of my choice. Actually, everybody should consider that the spouse you have got is a person gifted by God to you. Specially gifted in such a way that that person has come in your life to purify something in you. They have been designed by God and sent for you. God exactly knows what you need to go through. And then a first-class product will come out after the family life is completed. Further, God has sent a person, the person who exactly is sent to help you. But in India, this is one good thing. You will see, once a person is married, then husband, wife, children, and mother and father, they live as one unit peacefully. Generally speaking, they live like that. In America, people hop and jump from one family to another, and multiple divorces. Some people have divorced a dozen times. So now in our ISKCON society, the moment you divorce, then you are not allowed to lead anything. Like there was one Prabhupada disciple, I invited him to Pune to speak on Prabhupada, he was speaking. So he said, I can speak on Prabhupada, but I can't address your Grihastha couples. He said, I asked why, because I am divorced. So they will say that you are yourself divorced, what are you going to teach us? You could not live with your wife for lifelong and everything. There may be sometimes genuine reason for divorce, Like for example, one out of the two partners is not chaste, then the divorce may have to be done because of need of situation. Otherwise, husband, wife, those who don't divorce at all, lifelong they live, they develop tolerance, patience, humility, submissiveness, all that they develop, tolerating one another. That's how, as much as a brahmachari is glorified, such a grihasthas are also glorified equally. Those who persist through the tough phases of life. So those who are leaders, uh, if a counselor man or a counselor woman is found to be showing some attraction to some counselee, then the spouse will be disturbed. So one should not. I saw it happen one time. One man came for a program. He told them, "Oh, the type of idlis you have made. I have never eaten idlis like this in my life." His wife was just behind him only. She was watching. On the way back, she was asking, "In your life, you never ate idlis like this?" That means whatever idli I'm making, is it like a karak ball? And the man said, see, whenever we go to somebody's house, we have to speak some sweet words. Correct, no? Just to encourage them, I said like that. She said, okay, tell them that, you are saying that idli is like jasmine flower, it's so nice and everything. That is all right. But then lastly, what you said, you have never eaten, you said. That is where he pulled my leg. Like that she felt. The next day morning, no breakfast at home. She said, you go to their house and eat idli and go. You can see how sensitive spouses can be. In this world, you can see that. Because, spouses are generally very possessive. Man and woman in married life, they're very... So even though you may be grown up many years and all in Krishna consciousness, when it comes to personal relationships, there is a likelihood. One has to be very careful. Even if you want to appreciate also, one has to be careful not to undermine somebody else in the name of appreciation. So here is one CC pastime. Okay, I will tell you, just briefly I will tell you what this pastime is. You see, there was one Bhavananda Rai. Bhavananda Rai had 5 sons. One of them, Bhavananda Rai's son is Ramananda Rai. Maybe he's 3rd or 4th, I think, yeah. And one of the other sons of Bhavananda Rai, his name was Gopinath Patnaik. This Gopinath Patnaik was working with the king in the government, and he was once given some 2 lakh coins or something, gold coins, and told to go to a faraway place and purchase some horses and bring for the army, He went, several months passed away, he didn't come back, and then the note was sent to him, when are you going to come back and everything, he came back. But then what mistake he did was, the place where he went to buy the horses, there was some dancing girls who are making some performance. There he spent the money. And a lot of money he squandered. When he came back, King Prataprudra's son, his name is Badajan. One of the sons, his name is Badajan. So Badajan called for the Gopinath Patnaik and said, hey, either you give the 2 lakh coins back, or you are supposed to bring some horses equivalent to that. You give the horses back. Either of the two you have to do. You cannot escape. Then he was wondering. He said, give me some time, I will give it. He said, nothing doing. Right now, today, you have to get something. So, because he said, a lot of time has already elapsed, he said. So, this fellow went home and he brought a few horses. Few horses he had. Okay, I will give few horses now, balance I will give later, he said. Badajan said, okay, bring it, let us see. While pricing the horses, Badajan was bargaining. He was giving less price for those horses, and Gopinath Patnaik became little unhappy. So he teased this king's son, Badajan, by saying that, see, you are taking horses at such a throwaway price. What do you think of my horses? They are not like you. Because he was doing some mannerism, Either he will see like that. He would do some mannerism. So he said, my horses don't do mannerism like you. Like that he said. And that made the Badajan get very insulted. He became wild. He said, in the first place, you already cheated us with the money. Now you are also teasing me. Now we will put you in Changa, he said. Changa means in those days, like many swords will be arranged. From the top, they will throw a person. On the spot, a person will die. Very deadly type of punishment. That's the end of the person. The person not just jumps from the top, he jumps from a height, but on swords kept already. So he will die on the spot. So Gopinath Patnaik started shivering. What to do? They were lifting him up, taking him up to the top, and they're preparing everything. Meanwhile, some Vaishnavas heard this news. They ran to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they said, Mahaprabhu, you heard the news? Gopinath is going to be put in Changa. Please, put a word to the king, Prataprudra. And Prataprudra has great love for you. If you tell him, then Bhavananda Rai's son will be saved. But then, when Mahaprabhu heard it, he was very unhappy. He said, why are you people making me get involved in politics? This fellow is going and misusing government money, and you are asking me to protect him. If you are going to persist in troubling me with this thing, then I am going to go to Alalnath, Mahaprabhu said. Then devotees became very afraid. What to do? Then all devotees went to Kashi Mishra. Then Kashi Mishra came up with the idea. So he went to King Prataprudra. And Prataprudra, when he heard it, he was shocked. My son is doing this. Then he came to the son and said, Badajan, hey, my dear son, I told you to extract the money back, but I didn't tell you to kill anyone. And then Badajan also said, this is what this fellow is doing. Then Prataprudra said, don't worry, better you leave this, I will take it myself. So he moved the son aside. Then Gopinath was saved from the Changa. Then immediately some devotees ran to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Mahaprabhu, when Gopinath was in the top, constantly he was chanting Jagannath's names. Because of it, Lord Jagannath has saved him. And King Prataprudra, when he was approached by some devotees, he agreed to save him and his life is saved. We just want to give you the good news, they said. Mahaprabhu said, what? You guys went to Prataprudra. So I did not request, so you used my name to request him? Then they said, Kashi Mishra pacified Mahaprabhu saying that, no, my dear Lord, we didn't take your name. We ourselves requested him that you. But he knows very well that Bhavananda is very dear family to you. And so Mahaprabhu still felt bad for some time, because he thought that because of Pratapra's respect for me and Bhavananda Rai's family's connection with me, therefore he has spared the life of Gopinath Patnaik. Mahaprabhu was still a little unhappy about the whole thing. So one lesson we learn here, the weakness of heart that Gopinath Patnaik experienced. Sometimes when you take money for some purpose, for example, say you are all doing a yatra, you are a BV leader. You take your group, everybody pays 2,000 rupees, for example. And from everybody's money, 200 rupees is saved. Everybody. Say if in your group, say 100 people went, how much it is? 20,000. So 20,000 is saved. Now you think that 20,000 is not a big amount, 200 per head. So when you made Hisab Kitab, everybody has understood that only 180 was spent. And some guys will surely talk in the group, hey, what happened to the 20 rupees? Correct, no? They may not ask you directly. They will talk. In case you spend 220 per head, nobody will talk about it. They will keep quiet. Correct, no? But some money remained, surely there is going to be talk. Kya hua? I'll tell you a true story. In one of our student centers, like this money remained, 20,000. And these people purchased one water cooler. And they brought it to the center. And they kept it. But then all the boys are asking, Prabhuji, where is that 20 rupees back we wanted? They said, hey, we are giving you back in the form of this water cooler. They said. Boys became very unhappy. They said, what is this, Prabhu? You didn't take permission from us. You are using our money for buying water cooler, and then you are saying water cooler has come. But you could have told us that you are using the money. We may agree or we may not agree. We were not consulted. So they felt unhappy. And then the leader asked, okay, if I didn't use this money, how will water cooler come? Then the boy said, Prabhuji, there are so many grihasthas who will give sponsorship. If you say we want a water cooler, many will give, You took our money and then you are trying to convince us. So they were not happy. So I learned this one lesson, that our hisab kitab should be pakka, and people's money should be returned, and we should ask the people, call all the people and tell them that your 20 rupees is here. You all can, while going back, take 20 rupees each and go. Or there are 3-4 other ways this money can be utilized. This is A, B, C. And the D option is you can take the money back. So some of them will agree to give it for some cause. Some of them will want to take it back. And you can, accordingly, because you have consulted them, they'll be happy. Another example I'll tell you. When we were coming up with this NVCC temple, Sri Guru Charan Prabhu came up with one plan in Pune. He told me that, Prabhu, we are desperately in need of money, otherwise construction will stop. Let every grihastha give 5 lakh rupees, and after the temple construction is over fully, then we will give that back without any interest. No interest money, 5 lakh. He said, can you write a letter to all the congregation? Then I asked him, what is assurance that you will surely give back to them? That assurance, I want to write it in the letter. He said, you don't have to write so much about it. You may say that, yes, you give 5 lakh, it will be money will be given back to you after the construction. And also, he and the team was saying that likely that sometimes some of them will say, okay, keep it. We don't want the money back. That is also possible, he said. I said, that you should not talk about. I said, if you're taking money, you should give it to them in their hands. After that, if they want to give, they may give. But we have to be thoroughly loyal. So, now in money matters, to the degree you are strict in being transparent, that much people will trust you. People will say that this Prabhuji, this Mataji, they never meddle with money. Sometimes you may keep money in a good way. I'll tell you one example. Say, you are taking that money and keeping it for a good cause. Like, for example, there was one congregation devotee, what he was doing, he was telling his counselees to give all the donations to the temple through him. You give all the money he collected, and that money will be like, say, 10 lakhs or something like that, and that money is needed in, say, 3 months. So what he would do, he will put this 10 lakh in the bank, and he will get that interest. And then after 3 months, he will give this 10 lakh to the temple. Correct? He was doing like that. You understood now? How much will be interest for 10 lakhs? Per month, yeah? Approximately? About? 5,000-6,000 per month, okay? So now, in 3 months, he got 18,000, for example. Some counsel started writing mail to me saying that, Prabhu, why is he asking us to give the temple money to you, to him? Why not directly allow us to give it to the temple? Then they found out that he is putting in the bank and not giving instantly. This matter came when he was taking money in 1 month, and then 3-4 months later he was giving to temple. That's where the question mark came in their head. I think he is using our money to make some money. So these things will produce distrust in our subordinates. We have to be very, very careful, not play with this. It may be a smart idea to make some money, but it is not so smart when it comes to people relationship. See, it's like penny wise, pounds foolish. Never lose the trust of people. Trust of people is most important. There may not be too many people, but there are some fellows who are little shrewd fellows. They will find out, and then they will. Like Gopinath Patnaik did the mistake of taking money. Now, ISKCON money, for example, for Janmashtami, how many of you took receipt books from the temple for collecting funds for Janmashtami? Yeah. So you have to be very careful with this receipt book. Keep it in a safe place in your house, and keep that money collected also safely. Make sure you give it back to temple penny to penny. If you gave little extra also, no problem. But you should not give little less. Because if you want to know why it is dangerous, I'll tell you, you can go to pastime of King Durga, and last 5-6 verses you can read. You will faint unconscious. It says that the money that is spent in the temple is called Brahmaspad. Brahmaspad means it's a spiritual money, transcendental money. By some mistake, sometimes you have 2 pockets. You distribute books, this pocket, your personal money. Sometimes it mixes. You don't know. Then what to do? Give both pockets to temple. Correct? Now that's the safest thing. Otherwise it is said one becomes a worm in the stool for 1 crore years or something like that. You can read that. In Mahabharata there's a story, one camel and one, I think jackal, I think, they were meeting. While talking, they are saying one snatched the wealth of a Brahman. One of them. Another one, I think, one is a looter, another one is a cheater. So both of them became camel and jackal and all. It's very dangerous it is. So, and also the money pastime, famous pastime is Shamanda Kajwal. My Lord, dangerous pastime it is, isn't it? You see, this pastime is such a deadly pastime. Some 3-4 murders took place also. Like you will see that Satrajit, brother, what is his name? Prasen. He took that and went to forest on a horseback. A lion killed him. So one death. After lion was killed by Jambavan. And thirdly, Jambavan was beaten up by Krishna. Correct, no? And later on, Shatadhan was killing Satrajit. No? So 4 people were killed. And one was beaten up also. Who was beaten up? Jamban was beaten up. Not only that, after that, then later on, Akrura's name got disreputed. Such a great soul, is a devotee. Because he took the Shamadaka jewel and went to another place because he thought that, this should be given to Krishna only. Yes, you have to give to Krishna, but give it quickly. Don't keep it with you. He was keeping it with him. Because of that, his name also got disreputed, ill-reputed. Correct, no? That means how many of you understand that money can create problems? You're convinced now, correct? Na? So be very careful in dealing with that money. And also sometimes we presume that people below us will trust us. Yes, they do trust you, but you should not do things which produce distrust. Like for example, say your Mataji, a wife of a man in the mentee, she is facing problems from the husband. Say husband is doing some domestic abuse of slapping her or beating her. Now she wants to reveal her mind to the counselor and counselor's wife. But she doesn't want to tell to counselor's wife because she wants her to think that my family is a wonderful family. Sometimes women may not be able to hold the information. They may tell many people. So she only feels that I can tell to my counselor Prabhuji, so that he will help me. Now she is sending some messages to him saying that my husband is beating me or slapping me, what I should do. And he is telling her that, can I bring my wife? We 3 of us can discuss. She says, no, don't involve her. Your wife doesn't keep things confidential. She may tell to somebody. I just want to check with you. So when there are back and forth some WhatsApp messages between them, later on if the wife gets a phone, she gets some suspicion. Why are you communicating with her without involving me? You don't know the rule of 3. Rule of 3 means there should be husband-wife can deal with the Mataji's problem, or husband-wife can deal with a man also. Man can deal with a man, woman can deal with a woman. Actually, husband, with all good intention, he kept this conversation private. But his good intention produced distrust with the wife. You understand, no? So these are things we have to be very careful. No? He may be a big leader, but you should not do things which will produce distrust. So one has to be very careful in people dealing, or because once the doubt comes between partners, that is going to really spoil the family, correct? No? The sweetness will be lost. Suspicion is a very dangerous thing. Similarly, monetary matters also, if doubt comes, then people cannot trust us. Trust is a very valuable thing to earn. Like today, how much glories we heard about Anandamaya Prabhu, isn't it? How much trust he won of the people. Rock-like trust, because of good behavior. Now, can read it, one of you? Can take this mic.
No, mic is this mic.
Is working? That's not working.
You said you will increase the volume. Ill behavior spoils reputation of our society. Ill behavior, just as religious principles are established by the behavior of a pure Vaishnava, so it is conversely true that the reputation of religion is married by the ill behavior of someone who claims to be a Vaishnava. Example, money mishandling. Srila Prabhupada discouraged devotees from doing sale of jewelry in ISKCON. He quoted the example of how Balayogi's whole movement was finished because the public lost trust in him. Children or women abuse, man-woman misbehavior, disproportionate anger, fall down from spiritual life, arrogant behavior, stealing, etc.
No need. See, there are many examples given here. So nowadays, children are being trained also to know what is good touch, bad touch. Correct, no? Videos are all available. How many of you know this? Yeah. So you should train our congregation never to leave their child alone. See, I was in America. I was in Houston. There is one Charanarenu Mataji, Padaduli Mataji. She is the principal of the Sunday school. And they have around 10, 12 teachers they have under her. So she was telling, while explaining about her school, they get about 100 children every Sunday. She said the parents come and deposit the children in the temple and they take a signature. And the teachers will take a signature that yes, parents have deposited the child with the teacher. And again the parents will come and the parents will sign that I have taken my child back. Again one more signature has to be done. They strictly do like this. Because you may not know sometimes your child, sometimes child is roaming here and there. Because child is very tender. It can get any accident, can fall off, or somebody may abuse the child also. And it will produce impression for whole life also. So children should be, actually you all are leaders, so you have to train your people under you. Some of them are very, very, parents are in their own world. Child is in his world and the parents are in their world. So similarly, any woman, like in Pune, we have told girls' voice that you train your girls in such a way that if a boy comes to talk to you, give a chastisement. So therefore, if a girl raises the tone, boy will run away. Hey, my lord, dangerous girl, isn't it? Isn't it? Otherwise, boys can tease or abuse. Correct, no? So and also, girls should be taught that in the dark, never travel. Either early morning before 6 or evening after 6, never be alone. Not only for girls, it's nowadays for all men also should be very, very careful, especially in remote places, roads. One should not be, alone, especially in dark later on and all. Like one boy was coming from the from the Suratkal station in the early morning. He took his bike and was driving the bike. He was having a backpack with a laptop. So some thieves saw that it's 4 or 4:30 in the morning. He is driving and going. So they blocked him, 3, 4 of them. They blocked him, slapped him, beat him, and they looted the laptop, which was in the backpack. And they killed him and threw him in a pond. And they went away because they thought he'll go and complain. So nobody found the body. And after 3, 4 days later, the father found out. He was one of the students, one of the engineering college. He was not a devotee boy. He was an outside boy. But devotees told me this story. So nowadays, even for a few thousands, people are killing and all. So we should always be going with a group of people. Whenever you come, whenever you go. Actually, in our traditionally, when we were in school days and all, when it comes to girls, girls will never go alone. They'll always be in a group. Like deers, they should be in a group only. Have you seen deer going alone? They are always in a group. Because if girls are in a group, men will not trouble them. Similarly, men also nowadays, when you are going to some place, in certain areas, you have to be very careful. Because there is also many religious clashes are happening many times. You have to be very careful. Certain areas, certain religious group people are there in abundant number. If you are going to that area alone, like one of our Pune devotees was telling, one Prabhuji, morning he was coming walking on the road, because walking is good in the early morning. He was walking, coming to temple for Mangalarati. That time 3, 4 people of some another religion which is well known in a bike. So Yavanas, when they're going, they saw him alone. So they got her, pat, they slapped him, hit him and laughing. And he said, he was standing with a bead bag and coming. Then he ran, then they left him. He had some bruises here and there. Just because he's a Hindu, they're beating him. Like that. So that's why we should not be alone. We should not allow anyone to abuse us. Of course, we won't abuse anyone, but we should not allow anyone to abuse us. And also, children, women abuse. And nobody should be allowed to show affection beyond Maryada. What is the train I saw the other day? They have made one rule: if any woman is shown extra affection, affinity, and she complains, they have to pay a fine of 5,000 rupees they have written. In the train. How many of you have seen that? In the train you have seen that they have written. Don't show extra affection to women in the train, they have written. You have to pay 5,000 rupees. At least I think they will be afraid of the amount, I think. That you have to. So you don't know anything about a woman. Nobody need to show extra affection. In the same manner, in dealing with children or women, one should know what is the Maryada, limit. A man-woman misbehavior, this is a very big... see, why this man-woman misbehavior happens? See, there are divorcee women, there are dissatisfied women, and then there are widow women. Then there are single women who are not yet married, and their age is 30, 35, 40 sometimes. These type of people. So these women are all considered to be like creeper who is looking for a tree. So they need shelter. Appropriate shelter. In our communities, if any woman are in this category, she has to be a sadhvi. Sadhvi means serious devotee. If a woman is a widow but a very serious devotee, she will mind her own business. Somebody is a divorcee, she's fed up with family life, she doesn't want to marry again, she can be a serious sadhvi, serious practicing devotee. Similarly, somebody is an unmarried girl looking for a partner, but she should register with the marriage bureau, and she should be peaceful. Similarly, what is the other one I said? Dissatisfied woman. Now, dissatisfied woman is a woman who is not happy with her husband. Always there is quarrels. So sometimes she seeks company of other men. So this type of woman, and this is where the misbehavior will start. So if a woman is weak like this, and she approaches a man, and if a man also becomes weak, if two of them become weak, who is blamed? Man is blamed first. What is this, Prabhuji? She started the game, and why man is considered? See, a man is supposed to be more mature, he should complain that somebody is trying to, come into my life and create some trouble. Man should complain. Because the man is supposed to know dharma, and he should be upholder of dharma, and he should supposed to either correct that woman or report to the authorities. At the same time, that woman also needs to be corrected. Because such a single woman, sometimes they seek friendships amongst men. They say that I'm a modern girl, I'm educated, you are also educated, why can't we be friends? We will not go beyond friendship, we will just be friends. No, such friendship will not remain friendship. That's why it's written man, woman, misbehavior. Similarly, amongst the men also, there are men who are like, they have a wife, but they won't be peaceful with the wife. They are hunting for girls in the temple. They may be wearing tilak also sometimes, just to pretend like a devotee. So in your group, if anybody is coming, you feel that somebody's character is suspicious. Recently in NVCC, we handled a case. One Mata was coming with her 2 kids to the temple. Some boys coming to the temple where they were not trained boys. They are not voice trained boys, but newcomers. They were showing extra affection to the children, giving them some, eatable and everything, calling them to another place, keeping them on their lap and everything. Mata said, this is a very beautiful community, I appreciate everything, but this is one thing I don't like here. She was telling that we took those fellows to task. There were 4 or 5 of them visiting temple. We have a child protection team. We have a very sturdy team in Pune. We have around 8-10 people in child protection team. Make sure that every child coming to temple is protected. Because the children, women, cows, old people, brahmanas, these are called 5 weaklings in society. Like children can be easily exploited, women can be easily cheated by some man. And also old people, People can enter their house and kill them and take the money and run away nowadays. Therefore, only people are afraid if they don't have a son at home. They're afraid also nowadays. So, and also disproportionate anger is also a lack of character. Like for example, if a BV leader becomes extremely upset with somebody, one shouts at somebody that, you see, if you are going to be so irregular and so careless and you're dealing and everything, I will stop your initiation for 2 years or 3 years, whatever. So then that person loses the respect for the leader. You only know about yourself. Whoever amongst you feel that sometimes you lose temper. Your anger goes beyond limits. You only have to be careful, because leaders who exhibit anger eventually will earn enemies in your group. And those enemies will not keep quiet. They will also go and spread their grievances to others. So in this way, the number of enemies will reduce or increase. It will increase for a period of time. Even if he became angry in some occasion, you can call that person and say, I'm sorry, that day I was not in a good mood. You see, some problems had happened, therefore I spoke. I hope you didn't take it. In case you felt pained, I'm sorry. You say that you dissolve the account with them. Don't show. Actually, you may have good reasoning for your anger also. Sometimes you will say, Prabhuji, he promised he will do it, but he didn't do it. Therefore, I became angry. You can give very good logic and reason. He may say that, Prabhuji, I told one thing, but he has told others something else other than what I said, and he's quoting my name. Then you become very angry, correct? No? You may have n number of reasons for anger, but you cannot justify it, because at the end of the day, how do your people take it? So one has to find out. Actually, the end result should be accomplished. Sometimes, how many of you experience that even after showing anger, still the work doesn't happen? Anybody has experience? Correct? No? Then anger also happened and work also didn't happen. Correct? No? Anyway, without anger also, work won't happen. With anger also, it didn't happen. And only thing is your name is spoiled. That's the only thing that happened. Correct? No? Isn't it? So, one good thing is, over the years, you all know about people under you. So who is who, you all know. Who is dependable, who is not dependable. Who can be given a difficult job, who can be given a lighter job, correct, no? Accordingly, one should give. There is one shloka which Rishabhadev says, I will show you, very important verse.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. If one is serious about going back home, back to Godhead, he must consider the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the summum bonum and chief aim of life. If he is a father instructing his sons, a spiritual master instructing his disciples, or a king instructing his citizens, he must instruct them as I have advised.
So you are coming in the same category, because you are representing the spiritual master, correct? No? So you are instructing people who are you are like a Guru Tulya for them. So how do you instruct them? That is going to explain now.
Without being angry, he should continue giving instructions, even if his disciple,
Son?
without being angry, even his son or citizen is sometimes unable to follow his order.
See what he says. You saw this? That means here he says, you see this. Without being angry, we should continue giving instructions. Okay, let me give you an example for that. Vidura, continuously giving instruction to whom? So did he become angry with him? Many times Dhritarashtra heard like this and left it like this. Still continued to give. And because he was continuing to give instruction patiently, lovingly, affectionately, at a later stage, Dhritarashtra considered Vidura as his best friend. And then he heard instruction. That time he really thought for it. That time he completely smashed him and took him to forest. Correct, no? That's what he is saying, that we should continue giving instruction, even if disciple is sometimes unable to follow. Go ahead.
Ignorant people who engage in pious and impious activities should be engaged in devotional service by all means. They should always avoid fruitivity activity. If one puts into the bondage of karmic activity his disciple, son or citizen who is bereft of transcendental vision, how will one profit? It is like leading a blind man to a dark well and causing him to fall in.
He's giving example. If any leader becomes excessively angry with the subordinate and you tell him that you get lost, it's like throwing a blind man into a well. It's like pushing somebody into the well, like that he is saying. That's the example he is giving. So all of you can measure your anger when you're dealing with your subordinates. With some people you become this much angry, sometimes this much, sometimes some people you got fed up, correct, no? So those people whom you are fed up with in your training program, be very careful with them not to do this. What I would do, I will tell you, I will ask them to choose another BBA leader. See, I am getting very angry with you because of your repeated erratic behavior. Then I am not able to reform you. Nor do you have so much affection for me that I can reform you. Better you accept another. Like that you can inspire them to ask them, who else do you know very well you are connected to? I will personally hand you over to them. And then you can do that. By doing that, you are, like for example, one counselor is saying that I am unable to open my heart to my counselor because counselor gets angry whenever I open up. Therefore, my problem remains unsolved, he says. So, if I open, counselor will be angry. Because counselor, whenever he gives idea, the counselor nods the head but he will not follow. He has his own ideas. So some counselors get upset. So this is about dealing with people with whom you are upset. Achha, is it an example I am going on giving, or none of you feel angry, or any of you face such situations? Anybody, how many of you feel that you do face such situations? There are at least about 10, 15 other. Okay. Another one, fall down in spiritual life. Like here we are talking about ill behavior, fall down in spiritual life. So we talked about child or woman abuse, man-woman misbehavior, disproportionate anger, fall down in spiritual life. And this is talking about the leader, not about subordinate. Leader showing disproportionate anger. Similarly, if a leader only falls from spiritual life, in case somebody has fallen down, then one should let one's subordinates take shelter of another one who is not fallen. And one should not stop them due to sentimental attachment. You can say, see, I am fallen down, still I like all of you, be with me only. One should not keep. One should say that I am myself now struggling due to my fallen position. So I am not eligible to give all of you guidance. Please take guidance from another person whom you trust. Guru avaliptasya karya akarya ajanataha, it is said. Avaliptasya means one has fallen from the position. Then one is not having the adhikar to instruct. See, if what we do in our training program, if somebody is made a mentor among the boys, and if any of them is misusing their computer for watching some adult content and they've fallen from their consciousness, then we don't allow them to go as mentors, and we don't allow them to go for preaching. But they can distribute books. But we don't allow them to lead anything for almost 6 months or 1 year, like that. So one mentor had about 10 boys with him. So we told, you move all these boys to another mentor who is in good standing now. Now you yourself have broken your hand leg, which means you are fallen now. Now you have to build your consciousness for 6 months to 1 year. What this fellow said to his mentees, he said, if you are not inspired by me, you can accept another mentor. Is it correct? No. Actually, he is not revealing what he did due to uneasiness. But the leaders also didn't want to reveal it to other boys. Ideally, what you should say, Prabhus, I have been guiding all of you. I want to take off 6 months to 1 year break from mentoring because I want to purify my heart. I want to grow in my consciousness more. And therefore, my seniors have assessed my level and they have told me to hand you all over to another mentor. Is it all right with all of you? Some of them will say, no, Prabhu, we are very attached to you. They will say, oh, no. See, you can always talk, but I won't talk to you in the capacity of a mentor. But otherwise, I can be friendly with you. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here only. But you all should take guidance and mentoring from another person. How many of you understand what I'm saying? Is it clear? Yeah. So, otherwise, we don't have the adhikar to be a mentor. We ourselves are not properly following. And yeah. In that also there are two. Unpremeditated slip versus premeditated fall down. Premeditated fall down means seventh offense. Correct? No? Unpremeditated sleep means sometimes even all of us, we are mentors, but there can be a slip in our consciousness sometimes. So then one has to quickly rise above from that situation. Okay, let's take questions. Mic you have? Manju, you have the mic?
Yes, sir.
Give the mic to her. Yeah. Take it.
Prabhuji, in many cases, we see that the person may not accept their fall down in front of everyone. They will not agree.
No, they don't have to agree in front of everybody.
No, even if, but they might not accept also that I have a fall down. But they will not agree. And
No, but what will happen, I will tell you. Say, for example, one example of all I gave you. Somebody is watching adult content, for example, pornography and all. So we can observe that the person is degrading, by those who are living around, they can see that his quality of spiritual life is going down. You can see that. Eventually, they struggle to chant. We can observe they're going down, based on which we can call one-on-one personally, because they have affection for their superior also. So if calls and ask them what happened, then they may say, Prabhu, this happened with me. Ever since I damaged my consciousness, I am not getting taste in spiritual life. Now I am also going down. Then you can ask, oh, see, mentoring means you are like such a strong person. You can jump into water and another fellow, one or two people drowning, you take them and put them on your shoulder and you swim also along with that. How many of you think swimming with two more people on your shoulder is a little difficult? But that's what all of you are doing that already. You are already doing that. You are trying to take them also when you are mentoring people. But if I am not strong, it will be difficult. If I am myself drowning, then I say, two more drowning people come here. How is it possible? Then we can tell them that, therefore you should go to his superior and admit. These things should be trained. Like in your own group, if you tell them, see, mentor means it's not that you are a pure devotee, you will never fall down. Even as a mentor, we can sleep sometimes. And that sleep, there are 3 levels in that. One is reprimand and leave. Second is suspend. Third one is remove from mentoring. 3 levels. So reprimand is for small slip. And suspend is for more serious. And remove from mentoring means something very serious. Correct, no? So we have to see to which degree the slip has happened. Somebody comes and reveals to you, Prabhu, I just was watching something, some pop-up came, I saw for about just 2-3 minutes. I closed it immediately, my mind is spoiled. Then you can just reprimand them and give them some program, sadhana program for enhancing their consciousness. On the other hand, somebody comes and tells me, Prabhuji, I got into some WhatsApp chat with somebody and that person is taking the matter to her father. Now people are behind me. Now please tell me how I can escape. Then you suspend. Suspend them from mentoring for 6 months or 1 year period like that. If somebody says they have fallen down with somebody, I have roamed with somebody, we went to movies, we went to the beach and everything, we did wrong thing. He said you remove him from mentoring. How many of you are clear? You understand this? Yeah. So reprimand, suspend, remove. 3 levels. So when will they reveal it? Either somebody else comes and tells you, because smoke will come. When a person is doing, then we have to find out and then help them. See, we are not here to simply find fault and, set right people. At the same time, besides giving them Krishna consciousness, we cannot be too naive also. If you are too naive, there are people who want respect as a mentor, but they want to go on with the nonsense. We cannot accept that. Correct, no? You are earning the respect of a mentor, but not following the quality and standard of a mentor. Correct, no? Yeah. Yeah. Like, one mentor family, husband, wife, they have this, what do you call it, in the WhatsApp, they put one photo in the front, what do you call that?
DP. Profile pic.
No, not proper
Status.
photo. Profile. Well, profile picture, is it? In Facebook also it is. You put. So in the profile photo, they had put, the husband, wife are somewhere in a beach with, like a sleeveless and putting a cap and everything. And what happened, one of their mentee came and asked, how can a counselor and wife put a picture like this? Looks like some cinema hero and heroine. See, sometimes you have such things in your karmi life. But after becoming a devotee, if you put it in your profile, people see, will the mentees be able to respect such a mentor? They will say, what Krishna conscious guidance can they give? That's why I was saying, this is also one type of fall down. Correct, no? It's not proper. Mentor has to be told to be cultured. Don't dress like this. It's not a proper dress, correct, no? dress properly like a devotee. Devotee's attire should remind people of Krishna. But when the people are looking at them, they are reminded of Hollywood, Bollywood movies. Yeah. Then how will they awaken in devotion? Correct? No? So therefore, is it clear? Yeah.
Prabhuji, like earlier also, once you told that there are some devotees who are angel outside and devil inside. So they might maintain a very good image outside,
Correct.
but they might be doing it, they will never, these things might never come into the light.
Correct.
And the
But
subordinates may not be
let us assume that it doesn't come to light. But in case some complaints come to you, there are various type of deviations. One is somebody is philosophically deviating. There was one lady, who was putting up a program in her house. About 50, 60 people are attending. And the brahmacharis from Pune were going and taking that program. Eventually it became 80, 40 men, 40 women were coming. But then this lady suddenly started following another Guruji from Puri, who is a follower of some Jagannath Baladev Subhadra follower, somebody else. And that fellow says that Kali Yuga has come and you have to quickly go back to Godhead and I will give you some mantra and everything. So she completely deviated from ISKCON, the leader Mataji, one who is the chief organizer. She was earlier into politics also, very vigorous lady. That's how she could organize this program. Now she has gone into another Guruji's track. And she's telling all Matajis, all of you also come with me. She wanted to take everybody. So our devotees were in big trouble. Then I told them, immediately start another program in the same place, in a very good host house, and call all these people to that program, get as many of them as possible. So they got almost 60-70% they got. The other 30% went with this lady. So this is the example of a person deviating, correct? Not totally deviating in philosophy. So somebody may be deviating in character, somebody is deviating in philosophy. So we all have to keep a watch. Now, I told these fellows who are going there, you didn't know anything about this? That's why we cannot be too naive. We have to keep a watch, who is doing what. As leaders, not only you give knowledge, you also keep a watch on people. Because you do get complaints, somebody's behavior is not up to the mark, you get complaints. Correct, no? All right? And then here...
Yes, Prabhu. This is related to monetary things, Prabhu. We organize many programs outside and we do Janmashtami, Rath Yatra, etc.
Immediately make a committee.
So
the monetary control should be with a committee of 4-5 people. And they should, like you see, big companies put a big balance sheet right in the road, billboards. You've seen that? They put for all the stakeholders to watch. They put a billboard. You've seen, right? You've seen that, right? Yeah. Big companies, I am saying.
okay.
Correct? We have, Prabhuji, you agree? Correct? They do that. So in the same manner, have a committee of 4-5 of you, and you all have jointly decided, and send out the committee's discussion and the conclusion to all the people and tell them, this is our discussion conclusion. If all of you guys are happy with this, we will go ahead. If any of you have any queries, you can write to us and we will respond.
Yeah, my question is a little different, Prabhu. So while collecting money, we collect Lakshmi, and sometimes it so happens that the collection exceeds the requirement. And from different people will collect the money telling about the same service. So internally we feel that money is already has come from one person, but for the name of the same service we collect money from others. So when internally...
that is very dangerous.
So when internally what happens is that our devotees...
I really know a story in this connection. In one temple, one donation collector collected for Radheshyamdas dress from one family, one man. And then on the Radheshyamdas day, this fellow who gave the donation, he not only brought his wife, children, family, but also his business colleagues also. When he said, "Aaj hamara name announce ho jayega," and they will call me and give me gift and all, saman karenge and all that, he came. They were sitting behind. But then when they announced the name of the Radheshyamdas dress, they announced somebody else's name. And that person was given. And this fellow got wild. He immediately ran to the president and talked to the president. And president called for the devotee who took the donation. Then the devotee said, no, Prabhu, by the time he gave Radheshyamdas dress donation, already dress was sponsored. So therefore I used it for FFL, Food for Life. But the donor was still angry. He said, if you want to divert the money to something else, what you should do? Take permission. You never consult me. Then this devotee was telling, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, दोनों भगवान का ही सेवा है, ये भी सेवा, like that he is saying. Correct? But that fellow got more angry. The more this fellow explains, he gets even more angry. Wild he was getting. Then he told the temple, इसको निकाल देना प्रभु जी, इसको you should not allow him to be a donation collector, क्या गड़बड़ करता है, like that. And also he was very offended because his business friends, they were asking, अरे तो आपको बुलाए नहीं, किसी और का नाम बुलाए नहीं, क्या आपने नाटक किया? They're saying like that. He got very offended also. So if you're taking money for one thing, we should use it only for that thing. Otherwise, you should give it back to them. And while giving back to them, we can tell them, Prabhu, if you want, this can be used for FFL, for prasadam for all Vaishnavas. If you like it, you can keep it. Otherwise, you take it back.
We collect small amounts from many people, and we have excess amount after the festival.
Correct.
So we have a justification that it will be used for our entire year expenses.
Correct.
So shall we do like that?
But you have to announce to people. See, we collected from all of you, say 5 lakhs. Now 2 lakhs are remaining. Only 3 lakh we have spent. And this 2 lakhs we are keeping in an account. And these are the 4 people who are handling this account. And this money, instead of giving you back, we are keeping it for the next future festivals. We are keeping it. Anybody has anything, any reservation to say about this, you can ask them. So this is complete transparency. So that people know that, yes, extra money came. And then next festival, if some less money comes, you can use this. Correct? No? My point is whatever you do, let everybody be aware. Nothing should be kept only with the committee. Then they will think that committee will share among themselves. They will think. Committee ke log, everybody will take 25,000 or 30,000. They will think like that. Better be transparent. Huh? Yeah, that is why we are talking these things. So, next time I come, I will tell about this wrong perceptions. Till now we are talking about actual problems. Then there are also wrong perception. Perception means actually nothing bad happened, but people are imagining. It can happen or not. It happens also. So we'll talk about that also. How to clear the wrong perception. How many of you feel extremely angry if somebody wrongly perceived you? Somebody wrongly perceived you. Only few people, others are all Buddhas. Very few of them are angry. Of course, different people react differently. That is why that is also an important topic. We will discuss it next time. Now, I have to go to one program today. Our Srinivas Satipriya Prabhu, he told me to leave at 4:30. He told me to leave. Now, clock cannot go back now. It's already 4:55 now. I have to leave for the program. So let me just see the date, which is the next date. Okay, how many of you find this kind of discussion helpful, you feel? Some people may not like it. One place people told me, Prabhuji, you are too frank about all this. Kuch to, Prabhuji, recite some sweet shlokas from Bhagavatam and make us happy instead of bringing all these things. These are very frightening. I told them, if it's frightening means it's happening. Then why are you frightening? Let us face the problem, correct? No? Facing is good or not? Huh? Yeah, you can't hide away from this. Because this is August. September I'm going to US and then October let us see. October I'm not here at all. I think I'm in Calcutta, Patna, Kharagpur. I'm coming in the end of October. Sunday is not available. We're coming back from the Yatra. And November? Oh, it's Ekadashi. Yeah, I am here only. SLATE is written here. Okay, November 2nd. Okay, that means first Sunday of November. Okay? I am only available in November. Yeah. While I am in US also I can come. When I am in US, it's a Sunday. See, if it is here at, what time we start here? 2:30, yeah? 2:30 minus 9 hours, how much it comes to? Okay, let us take it as 3. 3 minus 9 means morning 6, I think. Okay. Yeah, okay. 6 of 5:30. Exactly, it's chanting time. If I get up at 2 o'clock, then I will finish my chanting and then I can come like that. Okay, I'll check it on Sunday. Some days I get up like that. Huh? In case I am able to, after going to US, I will know. I know my schedule now almost. Huh? So that means Sunday morning, if I am rising at 2 o'clock, so 2:30, 4:30, I will do my chanting, and 5:30 I can come. Huh? There, if I come, then we can have the class. If I tell 1 week in advance, is good enough for all of you? Like if I am coming on 14th, I will tell on 7th. All right? Okay. If I am able to, I will tell you. I will check those people where I am going and everything. Shri Prabhupada ki